Hey y'all, Bonnie with Dandelion Baby Wearing, and the first major video that I wanted to make for you guys is kind of introduce myself, tell you a little bit about me. I've put up a couple of videos about it, some collages of like the 15 million trillion baby wearing pictures I have, but I thought I'd tell you my story as well. So I got into baby wearing through kind of the attachment parenting stuff before, while I was pregnant in like 2010 and then into 2011. So within the bump boards and all that fun stuff, before we really had all these Facebook groups and everything. So a lot over on the bump boards, learned about baby wearing, knew it was something I wanted to do. So then my daughter was born. It was very overwhelming. I had a very challenging birth. Things didn't go the way I expected them to. I didn't have a doula to help me make that shift. It was, I came in with very rigid thinking and very much wanting what I wanted, and we know that birth doesn't always go that way. So, it was a tough transition to make. So I baby wore all the time. Like, it was my lifeline. I had a stretchy wrap, an off-brand stretchy wrap that I loved. I had this like crazy a pocket sling, this pouch sling that I found at a used store, and I loved it. I wore her all the time. She very much didn't like to be put down. She cried a lot. So when she was about 6 months old, her dad, my husband at the time, went back to school at night. So we were both working full-time during the day, and then he was going to school at night. And it was really, really hard because I didn't have a ton of support. My mom was here, but she didn't live with me. So I would hang out at her house a lot. But when I get home, I couldn't even get her stuff carried in from the car. So, I just felt like I was drowning. I have a history of mental health problems. I knew I was seeing postpartum depression coming up real fast to the rearview mirror. So a friend of mine who was also into baby wearing had found that there was a meetup group in Charlotte. So we went. They showed me how to put her on my back. They loaned me a boba strap structure carrier, and it changed my life. So I was able to carry her stuff in from the car. She was not a very compliant child. As a toddler, she had a speech delay. She didn't really understand what we were saying. So getting in and out of the grocery store was, a crapshoot as to whether we could do it successfully or if she would run into traffic. So I wore that girl everywhere. And she was my buddy. It was me and her against the world. And I really, truly feel like it saved my life. Like I've told a million people, baby wearing doesn't cure postpartum mental health disorders, but it does allow you to do the things you need to do to make your mental health better. So it helped me eat. I ate with her on my back, bouncing like this for months. It allowed me to get out of the house. It allowed me to socialize. And then that's, about a year later, the group was going to fold, and in some kind of crazy delusional state, I raised my hand and took it over because I knew this was so important. So that's how my baby wearing journey started. When I first took over the group, I didn't know anything. I knew how to use a pouch sling, I knew how to use a stretchy wrap, and I knew how to use a soft structure carrier. But I loved baby wearing, and I knew as many people needed to know about it as possible. So we would go around the circle, and all of us, I'd have everybody tell me what they knew, what they were looking for help with. And then I would just start matching people up. I'm like, okay, you need help with ring slings. Ring slings, so help her with that. And then I'll help you put your baby on your back because I know how to do that. And then it was very much like peer-to-peer, caregiver to caregiver, mom to mom, sharing what we knew, and coming together to celebrate thriving as a caregiver. So that went on for, we grew the group. We started out with 1 meeting a month. We ended up at our height with like 6 a month all over the city. Huge lending library carriers, like everything. And then in the few years before COVID, I really started seeing a shift in the community, and that is what I will tell you about in part 2. Bye.